Welcome to Rice University. My name is Delaney, and today we are going to be talking about Rice Bikes, one of our student-run businesses we have on campus.
So at Rice Bikes, we've been operating for nearly 20 years. It was just a group of local guys and girls on campus that really wanted to kind of repair the bikes for the community. What ended up happening was another organization that was handling rentals and overseeing that, they combined in order to make Rice Bikes. We handle repairs, we do rentals for students as well as non-Rice customers, and then also do refurbs where we provide kind of refurbished, lower cost bikes to kind of populations that might be looking for a lower price point.
I actually joined Rice Bikes my sophomore year. I was hired in my spring semester of my sophomore year. So the GM at the time, the general manager, was a really good friend of mine, and he told me that he thought I'd be a good fit working at the shop. So I went and applied and I got in, and it's probably been one of the best decisions I've made my time at Rice. In my childhood I did a lot of mountain biking, so I've always been like a pretty avid bike rider, but I never got into the nitty-gritty of fixing my own bikes, that kind of thing. So coming into the shop, I had very little experience mechanically speaking, but they taught me everything I needed to know on the job.
So obviously a lot of the training that we do does come with the job. We don't expect every mechanic to come in with the full mental library of every single sizing and standard and bike repair. So a lot of it is on-job learning, but I do think that makes it super valuable for our new hires. They really have come out of this semester especially with a really great foundation in repairs, simply because we do trainings on weekends. We encourage them to watch videos, and then we're also just think that the more passionate you are about bikes, the more incentive you'll have to kind of learn about yourself and be a continuous lifelong learner.
It's definitely one of those things where at the beginning our focus was very much on just Rice University, on the people on campus, but generally, like, as our shop has expanded, more and more people from off campus have been coming to Rice Bikes just because we're getting a bigger footprint. We're just becoming a better bike shop. So it's been a really interesting trajectory to see, watching our online presence kind of grow as people leave reviews from not just Rice students, from people who live in the wider West U. And we have these events like bike rides and things like that. And originally it was like only Rice students were really coming to these events, but more and more we see like professors and RAs, and then more like people who live around the neighborhood coming in and joining us on our bike rides as well. And so it's been really nice to see.
Biking culture doesn't end at Rice Bikes. Each residential college here at Rice also has a team that competes in our annual beer bike competition. And we got to speak with a captain to describe the biggest tradition we have.
My name is Madison Roy. I'm from Jones College, and I'm a Jones women's bike team captain. The Jones bike team does a lot of outreach. Even in my freshman year, they were sending out tons of emails encouraging everyone who was even a little bit interested to give it a try. And it took me until my spring semester, but I finally caved in, and once I did it once, I knew I loved it and I wanted to keep it up. It's a really just enthralling, amazing experience. It's so high energy. You can feel everyone be so excited. I lived on campus this past year, and the morning of beer bike, I could hear everyone waking up and starting to have fun early in the morning, but I knew I had to stay in bed and rest for a little bit longer. But then we all bike out to the track and everyone's cheering for you. It's so much adrenaline. And then when you're out on the track, you're with your team that you've been training with and just building the sense of community with. And you all want the same thing, and it's such an amazing experience. There's actually a huge presence of bike culture at Rice. That wasn't something that I was necessarily expecting. I knew from my past that I liked to ride bikes, but I didn't come from a very bikeable city, so I guess maybe that's why I wasn't sure that this existed. But there's a massive bike culture. We even have the whole track just dedicated to it. Individually, each college also has its own bike culture, which is pretty cool. We all have our own bikes that students are able to use. I would say even on the day-to-day basis, so many people bike around campus. It's just such a lovely place, so they'll bike from class to class, even though they definitely don't have to, which is kind of funny. It's just a super, super big part of life at Rice.
Thanks for watching. Stop by Rice Bikes during their open hours, and don't forget,
always wear your helmet.